Okay, well, it's a real pleasure to have Dr. Andreas on the IFCO television with us. We joke around; we call him the chiropractic Viking, but he's serious. I think he might be carrying a broadsword right now. I don't know what that is, but we better be careful. Dr. Soderstrom is from Sweden. He's a crucial component of the Nordic Alliance that just recently was formed over there in Scandinavia. He runs a practice that is, I would say, if you went there and you videoed him for a day, you would say, I'm changing my whole style of practice. I'm going to do what Andreas does. He actually has an adjustatorium. I just think he's class. I think he's got style. I think he's a lover of tick, a lover of humanity, and he lives for a purpose greater than himself. It's always a pleasure for me to be in his presence, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he's going to share with us from in this interview and also on stage tomorrow. If you are not at this IFCO Global Summit, my friend, you better get to the next one, because I know Andreas is going to be there, and you're going to get an opportunity to meet a powerhouse like this. This is just worth the price of admission right there. Dr. Andreas, welcome to the call.
Oh, yeah. What an introduction.
Nice. Yeah. Guys, if you wouldn't mind sliding down just a little bit. Yeah, a little bit closer. Chiropractic's close-knit community. So
I keep getting stabbed by the broadsword, though.
That's perfect. All right.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, no worries. So, Andreas, tell us what's going on over in Europe. Just an idea.
Well, there's a lot of things that goes on in Europe, of course, and when it comes, when I'm here in Miami, the first thing I think about in Europe is that it's cold in Europe, and it's cold in chiropractic.
Right.
Yeah. Chiropractic is cold in a sense because people are a little bit confused on how they're going to practice chiropractic and the framework of chiropractic, and some people think they're forced to do it in a certain way, and they may not be. So there's and I heard you were just saying that some schools, they teach that they shouldn't use the word subluxation. Well, there's even the organization of Europe, the European Chiropractic organization, where you have the chairman of that organization stating specifically that we shouldn't use the word of subluxation.
And proud of it.
And proud of it. And, and to me, which, know what the main objective of chiropractic is, that's just very, very strange to hear. And it's difficult also to teach new chiropractors, on how they can work with this.
Why is it important to use the word subluxation?
Well, there's many ways, many reasons why it's important. I think one is that it's our own language. It's a chiropractic language, and when we start to lose our own language, we get pushed more towards a different paradigm.
Exactly
so
right.
we need to be proud of our own language, and otherwise the market forces will drive us towards a different position, I believe.
Yeah, we had Tom Gilardi on the show not too long ago, and he says when you start changing the mission of chiropractic, you change the profession.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that was important words that he said. And you think about it, when you start changing the mission of anything, you change it for the long run. So we want to make sure that we maintain the mission and the vision of chiropractic.
Yeah, that's absolutely vital. And I would say this, that when you have individuals that are confused, obviously, to be saying the things that they're saying and challenging the subluxation-based practice of chiropractic, that is something that is really catastrophically going to affect the lives of millions of people on the planet. And I can just imagine that has to be a slap in the face, Andreas, when you're in your adjustatorium and you're seeing, what others would deem miracle after miracle case under chiropractic care, and then to be maybe forced upon you at one point this idea that chiropractic is really, as they would say, a musculoskeletal treatment, and that, sorry, Andreas, all those families you're taking care of, you're going to have to show, they're going to have to be in some kind of, show some kind of musculoskeletal disease process in order for you to treat them ethically.
Yeah, you're right, and that's what you say there is when when you say what you just told me now, that's when I start to think about all those families.
Right.
And all those families I can picture in front of me, and that's like telling them that they are doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it, they had a choice, and they find a value in chiropractic,
right.
and it's their choice to choose chiropractic.
That's right.
Right.
And then we need to deliver what they want to have, and it's a condition-centered objective. That's what it's become, and we can show something else, but we need to know how to communicate that, and we need to know how to, as a profession, put it out so more people can make their own choice.
And being here at the summit, being here fellowshipping with the chiropractors, you get to learn the techniques that all of us use, and that's one of the big things that I discovered when I go to events like these. You get great information from the stage, and the speakers do a very good job, but just interacting with the fellowship or around a dinner table or just talking, well, what do you do? And what do you do when these situations come up? And they answer them, and then you get ideas and clues. And Liam always says, hanging around with successful people leaves clues. I think Tony Robbins says
Tony Robbins initially said that, and that's I mean, again, one of the things I love that Andreas is here, and I'm going to get to hang out and fellowship with him this weekend, and we're going to mastermind the challenges that they have, and put all our heads together and make a game plan for what's going to happen in the next year. And year after year we have these meetings, and what we've found is that chiropractic has become something of the mode now. I mean, we're finding that more and more cases, Andreas, we're seeing a takeover of the power structures, the political structures in many parts of the world, and the only thing that made that happen were people stepping up and saying, I'm going to make this happen, and the IFCO has become the vehicle for that to happen.
Yeah. It's basically just standing up for yourself, in a sense. I mean, if you have that identity, that's all you need to do. You don't have to bash anything. You just need to know what you want to do, and stand. And when you do that, you also stand up for all the people that come and seek your care.
That's the issue. That's the issue. And sometimes I think one of the challenges that we have in many of the schools over in Europe, of course, is that this subluxation-centered practice of chiropractic is being taught to the students as unethical, right? Because how could you see a child if there's no neck pain or back pain? How dare you do something like that, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't see the value of a vertebral subluxation. They don't even recognize that it exists.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have misconceptions being proliferated about what principled chiropractic or subluxation-centered chiropractic is all about. One of the things that I've actually seen in a textbook in a chiropractic college in the UK was that straight chiropractic or principled chiropractic or subluxation-centered chiropractic, whatever the terminology you want to use, we believe that chiropractic is a treatment to cure cancer. Like you come in, I adjust you, your cancer goes away. That has never been the message. And frankly, if I was sitting in in their shoes, I would say, I don't want anything to do with those crazies. That's an insane statement. But this is the kind of,
and you wonder what that reference comes from. You wonder
Exactly.
what that statement. Must be someone that made a huge mistake, or is it a mistake?
Is it a mistake, or is it on purpose? Exactly, good point. And that's one of the things when I know you go and you speak at the chiropractic colleges over there. And I do as well. Sometimes I'm
When you're allowed.
When I'm allowed. I mean, I can't believe I'm not stoned to death. But they have this idea, Andreas, and we're wrongly accused that somehow this is some kind of spiritualism, that this is a religion, or this is some kind of dogmatic pursuit. Listen, folks. Spend one day with this guy in his office, and you'll realize that this is not a religion. This is not a dogmatic pursuit. This is the practical application of natural law. And you can see the expression of natural law in his office when he does that chiropractic adjustment. It's not a mental thing, right? Because we have Jay Kamarick, who's an expert in taking care of animals, and he says, if chiropractic was mental, right? If it was a mental thing, what do they call that? Mental. Okay. So like I believe in it, and that's why it works, right? he said, I want to know what the horse that I adjusted believed. Did he believe in chiropractic or not? Is that how he got better? I want to know why the cat, when I gave the cat the adjustment, what his mindset was about the chiropractic adjustment.
Or the kids.
Or the kids, exactly. Very
Right.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right, Liam, and I think it's important for any students that watch, that are here and understand there's going to be a lot of students, which I think is great.
Yes.
Because that's the future, and I want to, and anyone from Europe, go to places that do, that kind of chiropractic we're talking about, and watch for yourself and see for yourself, like Liam is saying, and we need to be doctors out there also, welcoming students and showing them and showing how it can be done. That's very, very important. I absolutely agree.
We're on the show with Dr. Andreas Soderstrom from Sweden. And if you have any questions or comments for him, please hit us up in the chat box. I'm monitoring as all the guests are chit-chatting away. Now, Andreas, chiropractors practicing over in Europe, what do they need to do, in your opinion, to help elevate chiropractic, the profession? What would be some tips that you can share with them, or what can they do?
As a profession to do that, it's a great question, because it's because of the kind of division we've been talking about. In a sense, it's I may have said that once or like earlier, that I think that we need to get united. I don't really say that anymore, to be honest. I think that you create your own open space and connect with people like we were talking about that do the same thing, and then we that are in that space need to get together and work together on positive things. And that's how we elevate chiropractic in Europe. We need to figure out on how do we communicate our message through the media in Europe. What do we say?
Great, exactly.
How do we get access to that? What politicians do we have that understand what chiropractic is all about? Those are the kind of actions that we need to do. We need to stop doing, talking bad about each other and doing all that stuff. I think we just need to hang around more.
Right.
Have these conversations and talk and start to put up some action plans, and focus on the people that need us.
Right. That's one of the major benefits that we're doing here with IFCO around the world, not just here at this Global Summit in Miami, but strategically, there's people doing all their parts to help bring that to essentially the world.
Yeah, that's right. That's one thing that is really important with IFCO, is that, to me, is the I in front of IFCO.
Yeah.
Because that's the international part of it, and I see that on a personal level as a professional obligation to develop that, because there's a lot of chiropractors that's been out there, myself included, have felt that we don't really have any organization that support you on an international level before, but now we have, and we have a lot of people that are interesting to put their time and do and work something together. I mean, we got position papers from IFCO that are translated into different languages. We got a lot of stuff that we actually do that people don't know.
Yeah, we have an international laws committee that's constantly meeting with, brain trusts like Dr. Christopher Ken, a lawyer and a chiropractor. Andreas, if you would share a little bit about this, because I was very excited when I heard about it, that you have formed with a bunch of other doctors there in Scandinavia, the Nordic Alliance, and I believe you had a summit there. Tell us a little bit about why was the Nordic Alliance founded? When was it founded? What is going on there? What are you guys doing over there? And what's the objectives for the future?
Yeah, basically, it started like maybe 5-6 years ago or so, that we were some people mainly in Sweden that found that we didn't resonate with the national association there. And obviously myself included. So we started a new organization within Sweden, more like in the beginning a group that were talking chiropractic and talking philosophy of chiropractic. That's how we started. And then we formed an organization from that. So we are now a group in Sweden with a solid, organization. And then, I had the idea that we need to have a Nordic Alliance where you have different countries in the Nordic countries that can form their own little group. Like they can
Right.
form a Norwegian group, a Danish group, a Finnish group, because even if those organizations will be smaller than the national association, the group together will actually be could be pretty big.
Smart
and then,
move, yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we together could actually have some political influence.
Yeah.
So that hasn't happened, but that's something that I think would be very good if it happened.
Got it.
So, but it needs to be done. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, and you need to have people from all these different countries that step up and do the work.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, that's certainly we need more worker bees. That's the issue,
Yeah.
and we're attracting those little by little. It's amazing. I know it must be for you. The IFCO was literally unheard of in Europe 2-3 years ago,
Yeah.
and now we have students and doctors from all over Europe here this weekend in Miami. It's going to be very exciting. A little bit later on, we're going to be interviewing a couple students, Andreas, that are from the Barcelona Chiropractic College.
Right.
So we're going to be able to really get a firsthand understanding of the quality of the education that they're doing, and they're doing a great job to turn the tide, if you will, in Europe and bring about more of this subluxation-centered chiropractic to start making that normal, rather than we're behind the 8 ball. We've been for quite some time, and Europe has been kind of barren as far as the subluxation-centered chiropractic goes. But we're making some inroads there, so it's going to be very exciting to listen to them a little bit later on.
Yeah, and on that note, like when the first summit we had in Peru, that I don't think there were anyone except myself, maybe from Europe.
That's a great point.
And ever since then, I've seen more and more people actually start to come. So that's a clear sign that it's definitely growing there. And I think this time, I know there's a couple of Swedish people that come here, and you get from all over Europe, basically, Germany, and then all the students that you're talking about, and which is pretty amazing that there are students from Barcelona coming here, by the way.
Yeah,
I think
it's a big expense for them to make the trip.
Yeah.
Everybody at home, thank you so much for watching the program. I know on a Friday here in the U.S., many chiropractors are practicing right in their office right now, checking. So you're probably watching the show in between checking and adjusting, folks. So thank you so much for staying on the program and watching and interacting with us. Lots of you are hitting us up in the chat box and saying they're loving the show.
Great.
And so it's going well. It's about that time to almost finish. Andreas, do you have anything else that you could share? And if not, let's if anybody's watching over in Europe that they want to contact you, how can they reach out to you?
Well, they can reach out to me by sending a mail. That's kind of Andreas at chiropracticcenter.se.
.se.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I can put up that information.
Yeah,
through
I'll
the
make sure.
IFCO also.
We're going to get you a website, www.chiropracticviking.com.
Yeah, chiropracticviking.com. That's awesome.
I'll get working on it.
Thank you.
I'll make sure I put the contact information on the lower third below us. Yeah. When we edit.
I think Frank is going to put pictures of Vikings and
Yeah,
stuff
I'm
in the
gonna put pictures of
background.
Vikings. Do
We'll be
something
on a
fun
Norse
with it.
boat
Yeah.
or something.
I forgot my helmet.
I can put a helmet on you in the picture.
I
Yeah.
have to bring that next time.
Liam, anything else to wrap up? Because we also have powerhouses,
Yeah, I know.
one after
I
another
know.
after
I
another.
know.
Coming
There's
on
just
the
never
show.
enough time. I just say what a pleasure it is to sit next to a person of this magnitude, and very appreciative for you always to support the IFCO and bringing the message to the people that you do. You're unstoppable, and certainly I'm hoping that more and more people from that part of the world will start, because of your inspiration and your influence, will start getting involved, as you said, in their own success and in the end to benefit humanity, which is the reason we should be all here for in the first place.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being here.
Thank you so
Andreas.
much.
Thanks,
Thank
Andreas.
you.
Yep. Thanks for
Thank
spending
you.
some time.
Thank you.